though, by the Brazilian to win it back for Real Madrid. Well, that's the ball they're looking for. Vinicius Junior on the counter-attack if they can get it.
That certainly is, but that was a hell of a ball, wasn't it? Diagonal. It was a long distance. It must have been. If they can get that in the centre of the pitch, then they're in.
Mbappe gets in behind Carvajal. Courtois with his first big save tonight. Well, we've played 17 minutes and Carvajal versus Mbappe looks to be the key battle.
Yeah, well, I think that's the first time as well that Mbappe's looked to go in behind, or anyone from Paris Saint Germain, to go in behind that defence. He makes a fabulous run. It's played on a plate. He's got to do better for me. He doesn't really hit it crisply, does he? It's a hell of a chance. It just gives the keeper a chance to get his right foot out to it. But first bit of danger, really, for an open chance.
First big moment for Thibaut Courtois, who's played every minute in La Liga and the Champions League so far this season for Real Madrid. Messi out to take the corner. Marquinhos, always a danger from this kind of situation for Paris. And in the end, the final touch was, I think, off Eder Militao. It was Danilo and Kimpembe who were charging in there in the middle. Taken up defensively though by Casemiro. Concentration has been the key element so far for Real Madrid. Paris Saint Germain have started off in an extremely confident manner.
Especially those three midfield players there as well for Madrid. They're having to play so deep and they're having to do a lot of good work on the edge or just inside their own penalty area. And as I say, it's a long way from Benzema and a long way for them in the attacking mode.
Here's Di Maria trying to poke it through to Messi. They'll get another corner. It's their fourth corner inside the opening 20 minutes.
Yeah, you feel that something's got to change for Madrid at some stage. Someone's got to get some possession. They've got to get some possession in Paris's half. Actually, they're like a boxer really that's up against the ropes at the moment.
Hakimi trying to get it back to Messi. He was intercepted by Carvajal. Here's Di Maria. Argentina versus Brazil over there, and Vinicius Junior winning the battle. I mean, the medal count out there tonight, something to behold. World Cup winners, Champions League winners, you name it, they've won it. It's a who's who of world football, really. Two teams with such high expectations, both of which, Glenn, expect to go through from the last 16 of the Champions League.
Yeah, and I bet every single one of them, because they're winners, doesn't mean anything to them now. In this present moment, they're looking for their next medal. Yeah, there's a little break here. Look, it's a really good tackle from Carvajal, who actually gets back. He was fouled, wasn't he, like 90 yards up the pitch, and with a desire to get back and defend. And that's what Madrid have got to do, and that's what they've been doing. They're forced to be defending. That's the ball they need, be it from the goal. It wasn't the best ball, but if he holds that up, then Madrid can get out. But at the moment, it just keeps coming straight back at them.
Real Madrid have two players out there tonight who would miss the second leg if they get a yellow card, Casemiro and Ferland Mendy. None of the PSG players are walking that particular tightrope. Little touch by Nuno Mendes to Kylian Mbappe. Important defending by Eder Militao. No foul. It's been interesting that Daniele Orsato early on, Glenn, has let the game go, hasn't he? Let it flow. He hasn't been picky with the whistle.
No, he has. He's been looking to play on if he can, and I think he's the sort of referee, I think, at the moment, looking at him, that he wants to know 100% that there's contact, that there's a foul there. If not, he's going to say to players, get up. You know, you're not conning me. And I think that's a directive that I think the referees are looking to do more and more.
The push there by Modric on Verratti. Make sure you join us tomorrow night. Inter Milan against Liverpool from 7 o'clock on 2HD and Ultimate, and also Salzburg against Bayern Munich. You can see that on 3HD from 7:30. There's Didier Deschamps, who's here tonight. It has been a hot ticket. Anybody and happens to be in Paris or not too far away from it has come tonight to watch this one. Still drizzling out there. It's making the surface nice and slick for these wonderful footballers to knock it about. Nuno Mendes. Courtois needed a couple of goes, just had to make sure he got there with Mbappe sniffing around.
Well, on that surface as well, Messi trying to thread a ball through there. I don't think he's trying to shoot. He's trying to put the cross in there. At the end of the day, Courtois just has to save it with a little bit of caution because of the surface, really.
%62% possession so far for Paris Saint Germain. It might seem a little bit wider than that.
Well, I think most of it actually has been in Madrid's half as well. You know, you can keep possession at the back in your own half, and it's a little bit false, that stat, but this is on the front foot.
Good possession.
Yeah.
Danilo to Messi. Now Paredes. Kimpembe. Nuno Mendes. Di Maria with a foul. Frustratedly kicks the ball away. Casemiro, the Real Madrid player who went down. You've got to admire the organisation of Real so far, Glenn, the resilience that they've shown for 24 and a bit minutes.
Yeah, and I think that was the only way they can play against this Paris Saint Germain side, to be honest. They've looked tight. They've looked, as I say, that three in midfield has been so tight. You could throw a net over them, catch all three of them together defensively. They've now got to just start to get some possession, assert themselves with the ball, and that's not happening. That's the side of the game where Ancelotti will be looking at and saying at half-time, we've got to keep the ball better.
It's a very experienced Champions League team and a very experienced Champions League manager as well in Carlo Ancelotti, who's had success as a player and as a coach. Won a Champions League when he was at Real Madrid before. He's won it with AC Milan. Always been renowned for his organisational abilities, the coach of Real Madrid. Hakimi. Messi. Flips one out to Nuno Mendes. It's Paredes and now Marco Verratti. Marquinhos. Kimpembe. Excellent possession from Paris Saint Germain. Ferland Mendy with a chase over there with Hakimi, who just managed to move him aside. Here's Verratti and now Messi. Bit of space for Mbappe. Nuno Mendes. Dani Carvajal with a block. Dani Carvajal's been the busiest man on the field so far. Everything's been down his side, and Nuno Mendes did well. Cleared as far as Verratti. They can't get out here, Real Madrid. Eder Militao now with a chance to get it away, and he did the sensible thing and just allowed it to roll behind for the goal kick. But they're under siege at the moment, Real.
They certainly are. You know, as you said, down this left-hand side, they seem to be getting in easier than down the right. They're throwing lots of bodies forward. But if you're Pochettino at the moment, you're thinking, well, we're in control of this game. We've got to make the difference and get a goal. This is where it's a vital stage of the game. You're in control of a game. It's one-way traffic at the moment, but they've got to turn it into a goal.
Karim Benzema has hardly had a touch so far on his return to the first team, the top scorer in La Liga this season. Only 3 players have scored more goals than him in the Champions League. He tends to be the man for the big occasion, and he seems to be getting better with age, Karim Benzema.
He certainly does, doesn't he? There's a lot of players that happens to. He really does. He's in control of his game, but I think tonight he hasn't had any service at the moment so far, and probably he's still in the back of his mind a bit worried about that hamstring as well.
That's the first time that Donnarumma's seen the ball for quite some time.
Well, this is like a half press here. They haven't really got it right. It's the first time the back four of Madrid has been up near the halfway line, and now there's open spaces. Look.
Off goes Messi. Got a space there for Di Maria. Now Paredes. Messi's made the run through the middle. It was well spotted by David Alaba for Real Madrid. Modric gives it away via the back heel to Di Maria. The crowd are really into it because the home team are dominating.
Yeah, I think they sense that they're a better team and they've got them on the rack, but they've got to get a goal at this moment in time. That's what I'm saying, and then they can settle down and go again. But Madrid feel that, you know, they haven't scored, they haven't got behind us too many times. We can hang on to them.
Here's Messi, tackled by Toni Kroos. The fact they haven't conceded a goal away from home yet in the Champions League tells you a little bit about their organisation and resilience, Real Madrid, but I doubt they've faced the kind of challenge so far that they're facing tonight. This is a really good run, though, by Eder Militao, and he's still going here. Now Mendy, Vinicius. That's a free kick. It's a bit of respite as well for the Real defence.
It certainly is, and it was a defender that actually got him off the hook. Yeah, Di Maria coming from the wrong side there, trying to actually collect the ball, but he fouls him, doesn't he? There's no doubt about it. And this is a bit of a respite for them. They can throw the centre backs up. They found it really hard to get any sort of possession in Paris's half, and Kroos got a chance to swing this ball in.
Toni Kroos is playing his 348th match for Real Madrid tonight. Won the Champions League 4 times. Marco Asensio involved in the conversation too. Militao and Alaba have gone up from centre-back. Benzema will be the obvious concern here to Paris Saint Germain. That's what a very good free kick straight at Marco Verratti. Messi. Not quite. Little smile between the two of them. It's slippy tonight, isn't it, out there? So those kind of passes are going to be difficult to judge, I suppose.
Yeah, every pass has got to be weighted to perfection, you know, with that greasy surface. But it was a little bit better from Madrid. But they get a set play and they hit the front man, they hit the first man. How many times do we say that in football? It's incredible.
There's Gareth Bale, who Carlo Ancelotti said in the build-up is going to be leaving Real Madrid in the summer. Played at the weekend, but he's had to give way to Karim Benzema tonight. But he's on a bench that includes Eden Hazard, Marcelo, Fede Valverde, Luka Jovic, Rodrigo, Camavinga, Isco. I mean, it's crazy, really, when you think about the players they've got in reserve.
I'd go and watch that team.
It's the kind of bench you'd be glad to make. There's Paredes for Paris Saint-Germain. 14 minutes to go in a first half that's been dominated by the Parisians. Messi. It's his first little foray, first little sight of goal for Messi. Didn't strike it with the kind of power or precision that he was looking for.
Yeah, first time he's looked at someone and said, I'm taking you on. You know, all this passing and keeping the ball, but it's on his right foot, not his best. I don't know if he's going for goal there or trying to knock it across to someone, but it's the first time where he's been prepared to take people on, look at people, go by them and just open them up a little bit. So That is something he used to do quite a lot. Now he's got to just pick his moments.
7 goals this season for Messi, 21st appearance of the season tonight. 5 of the goals they've come in the Champions League, so he's certainly not lost any of his sparkle in this competition.
I've seen also another stat there, Darren. He's hit the woodwork 7 times as well, so he's come pretty close as well.
So we'll give him 14, just based on what he's done before. Talking of goals, 3-0 now to Manchester City. They're blowing Sporting Lisbon away in the first half in the Arvalade. 3-0, Phil Foden with a third. So Riyad Mahrez, Bernardo Silva, Phil Foden. 3-0 to Manchester City. Favourites for the Champions League and playing like that tonight in the first leg of their last 16 tie. Carvajal, straight at Verratti. Here's Messi. Good battle in between Verratti and Militao. Messi now, with the blue boots on, comes away with it. Mbappe, Verratti. Vinicius Junior with a challenge over there on Ashraf Hakimi, and he wins his side the free kick as well.
Yeah, good work for him there. Vinicius comes back, working hard for his team and gets themselves a free kick. But this is the position if they can't seem to get a ball set up to play into the feet of Benzema and then go from there. It just doesn't happen. Look, another pressure, having to go back again. And I think Paris Saint Germain now are looking at this and saying, look, they're struggling to get through us. Let's dominate even more. Let's press even harder.
Here's Modric, Carvajal. Asensio sees the space on that side for Vinicius Junior. Ferland Mendy has got forward as well. That's out of play off Hakimi. Here's Benzema. Kroos. Casemiro floating one forward here to Dani Carvajal. It's a good ball. Asensio arriving in there. Dani Carvajal not making the most of it, and now his nemesis Mbappe can bring it away for Paris Saint Germain. That tells the story, doesn't it? 5 attempts, only 1 on target though for Paris Saint Germain. Nothing really at all in an attacking sense in the opening 35 minutes for Real Madrid. Marco Verratti, Kylian Mbappe. Tracking back was Modric, good challenge by him. Now Asensio into Benzema. Excellent hold-up play by Karim Benzema. Marco Asensio then just spotted that little bit of an opportunity, and Nuno Mendes quickly across there and effectively at the back for Paris Saint Germain. A little bit better though there from Real.
That's the first time they've got a ball in, a decent ball into Benzema. They've had white shirts around him to support, and they've almost got in for the first time in 35 minutes in behind that Paris defence. That is what the little cameos, they're not going to get many chances to do that, but they'll be looking for that in this second half particularly.
Marquinhos and now Kimpembe. Nuno Mendes. A touch by Mbappe to Verratti was nice. Messi. Mendy was quickly across there because he'd spotted what Lionel Messi was planning on doing and manages to get the ball out of play for the throw-in.
Yeah, it was a poor ball really from Messi. He left him short, didn't he? He left him on a 50-50.
Possession though in the first half has been relentless from Paris Saint Germain. What you would say, though, from a Real perspective, Glenn, is that so many of these players have been involved in Champions League winning teams. Free kick is given here for the foul on Paredes. So many have been involved in these kinds of situations. They're not going to be too fazed by what they see tonight. That's a yellow card. It's been given out to Casemiro, and that means he's going to be suspended for the second leg in the Bernabeu, and that's a significant player to be missing in the second leg for Real Madrid.
It certainly is there. It gets there late. Yes, that's a foul, but is it a booking? Is that a booking? Or is it for something he said after? Now there's a little bit of afters.
I think it might just be the hand around the throat, Glenn.
Might be that. Could be the giveaway. Yeah, I think it was for the afters. The foul, it couldn't have been. It couldn't have been for the foul. That was the good play. The first time he's had a ball actually played up to his feet, where he could actually get it under control.
Oh, don't forget to make sure you join us on Thursday, because the Europa League and the Europa Conference League return. We've got the Goal Show live Thursday 5:30, and that's on 1HD. There's Carlo Ancelotti. It's all been about organisation and resilience so far for 38 minutes for his team in Paris.
Now that suits them in the first leg, you know, being away first, that suits them down to the ground, but you feel that at home they're going to have to play slightly different, which could be a problem to them. Yeah, there's a late tackle. He pulls his leg away. Asensio, he goes in, but then I think he just pulls out. It is a foul, but I think it's a correct decision, not for a yellow. I think Paris were wanting a yellow after Casemiro's just been booked.
It's Hakimi. He's had very little defending to do in the first half. You'd say the same about Nuno Mendes on the other side. They've both been allowed to play very high up the pitch. And Verratti's controlled things in central midfield. He's been outstanding so far. The Italian international back to his best, back to full fitness too these days. Messi with a short layoff that's intercepted by Alaba. Paredes forced to hurry, Verratti then beaten to it. And he was just a fraction late as well on Casemiro. He's going to get the yellow card, so one each.
Having a good conversation. He's trying to state his claim, but he's not going to change his mind. Yeah, he gets there, he tries to pull out of it. Nah, for me that's not a booking. That's not a booking. Casemiro gets there first, he boots the ball away, he goes down, and I think Verratti's got a case there.
Two players who've got to be careful now the rest of the way. Marco Verratti, Casemiro. The conversation between the Italian referee and Italian international didn't lead to the yellow card being put back in the pocket. Here's Kroos and now Mendy. Final 5 minutes of the first half in the Parc des Princes. Alaba, Casemiro, Kroos onto Vinicius Junior. This might just be the longest spell of possession in the PSG half that Real Madrid have had in the first half, Glenn.
Yeah,
and I'm not overstating it.
No, without a doubt, but they still don't look like they're going to penetrate that back four. They're happy to get a few touches on the ball, because it's been defend. But as I say, in the first leg, being away from home, it suits them. They're not in a rush. After 90 minutes here, it's only half time.
Here's Asensio. Now Kroos. Dani Carvajal. Modric. It's the first bit of defending that PSG have had to do for quite some time. Casemiro, Courtois by Nuno Mendes.
That was interesting there. Paris were prepared to put every single outfield player back behind the ball. No outlet player. Everyone defending deep.
Luka Modric, Karim Benzema. Benzema tried the flick, which might have got Carvajal in had it come off. Messi battling with Kroos. Militao picks up the pieces and gives it to Alaba. Modric. It's been a decent 5 minutes or so here in terms of possession for Real Madrid, but that's a sloppy ball by Dani Carvajal. Lionel Messi. Off goes Kylian Mbappe. Trying to make room, Kroos in the way, Messi was the intended target. Now Benzema. Here's Asensio. Vinicius Junior can have a go at Hakimi. Almost managed to wriggle past it. Danilo in the way. Angel Di Maria. (4-0) now to Manchester City before half-time in Lisbon. Bernardo Silva's got his second of the night. Important defending in there by the experienced David Alaba. Lionel Messi was trying to make the running behind. No foul given there. Here's Verratti. Mbappe wanted it, Verratti plays it instead to Messi, can't touch him in there. Messi with a shot that rattled it straight at Casemiro. Here's Marquinhos, and now Verratti. Out it goes to Hakimi, and away by David Alaba. Nicely done by Kroos to Benzema, room to turn, and then find Vinicius. Final 30 seconds of the first half, Real Madrid on the move with Karim Benzema. Hakimi with the final touch. That's a Real Madrid corner, and that's their first corner of the first half in the final 15 seconds of it.
Yeah, that'll give them a little bit of heart when it going into the dressing room. They've finished the first half on the front foot, really. That's the best they've played in this last 5-6 minutes. Had a bit of possession, bit of movement off the ball, and now they've earned a first corner.
All eyes on Karim Benzema. It's taken by Toni Kroos, it's headed on by Casemiro, headed wide, and that's the final action of the first half, and they were close, Glenn.
Well, they were. For a second there, you see Donnarumma just scampering across, and I thought it might nestle in that near post, but well, it's slightly disappointing.
So a first half dominated in terms of possession by Paris Saint Germain. Just the one save, Courtois denying Mbappe, and the late chance right on the stroke of half-time for Casemiro. Half-time in the park, they prance in the rain. Paris Saint Germain 0, Real Madrid 0.
This programme is brought to you by Hotels.com, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
Fred.
Young guy, Leo Newman, gets packed into a suitcase by a masked gang.
4 British citizens spent one night at that hotel before flying out the next day.
I love my son, and I want him back.
We're being set up.
You need to get out of here now.
As things stand, we lose everything.
You have underestimated these people right from the beginning.
Run with you, die with you. When you buy a thing, sell a thing. Never ever throw a thing. When you buy a thing, sell a thing. Bought a new thing that's tingled your bones. Flog that thing, you definitely outgrown. It's a simple idea, chuck nothing away. Sell it on eBay, make someone's day. Buy Buy a thing, sell a thing is what you should do. Like a boomerang, the love comes back to you. And that thing could be someone's everything. eBay, everyone's everything.
In our March draws, players in one postcode area will win a share of £3.7 million. Oh my God!
We've never had that amount.
A life-changing sum of money.
Yeah, it is.
Sign up before midnight on the 17th of February to play.
You got a medic handy?
With £220 million of prizes to be won this year, the next door we knock on could be yours.
Never in a million years did I think that this would happen. It's incredible.
Someone's knocking at the door.
Feel more in every moment. All new Lexus NX self-charging or plug-in hybrid.
When it counts, count on the UK's best network.
Hi, friend. Looks like you're trying out some new grooves, moves, hooves. So let us try something new and exciting from Just Eat too. McDonald's new McPlant, KFC's vegan burger, Subway's new TLC tikka sub, Pret's meatless meatball hot wrap, Coco de Mama's vegan lentil ragu. That is just so cutting the edge, isn't it? So whether you're a veggie, flexi, less meaty, we got it. Got it.
Did somebody say just eat?
This is your home. This is your lounge/gym. The guest bedroom/music studio. The daybed/dog bed. The living room/yoga shanty/regional office. /classroom. And this is the cellar/panic room. Maybe what your family needs is a holiday home/holiday home. Find yours on the Verbo app.
This programme is brought to you by Heineken, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
Was that a goal?
European football dominates tomorrow and on Thursday, but on Saturday the focus is back on the Premier League in a match with significance at both ends of the table. West Ham remain in the picture for a top four finish, whilst Newcastle continue in their fight against the drop. Coverage from the London Stadium gets underway at 11:30. Meanwhile, at the Parc des Princes at half-time, it is goalless. It hasn't quite lived up to the goal fest we were hoping for, Joe. PSG controlling things, really, but there's only been one shot on target from both teams across the half.
Yeah, well, you know, PSG did control the ball. They moved it. Mbappe looked lively down the left, but they just lacked that cutting edge. Real Madrid dropped off. They defended well. I question whether they could do that for another 45 minutes. They looked frustrated, the PSG players. They were probing. And in the last 5 minutes of the half, they got a little bit lackadaisical. And then Real Madrid come into the game, had a few half opportunities. But it was a very poor half of football when you consider the amount of talent on the pitch.
Well, as you said in the build-up, both of you, Mbappe will be central to anything PSG do, and he has in this half.
Yeah, I mean, pace hurts, doesn't it? Pace is what all defenders fear more than anything. And straight away in this first half, he did this, and it must have given Carvajal, you know, nightmares straight away, thinking this is going to be a long half, let alone long game. I thought that Di Maria tried to hit that too hard. I think he just needs to guide it into the far corner. This is a brilliant run. You know, out to win. So many people do it nowadays. And I forgive him this one because I think that he's sprinting that hard to get in front of Carvajal. Then he's got to slam on the brakes really quickly and he's almost on top of the ball. He's got to wait for it. It's virtually impossible to get any power on the ball then. So I forgive him that one. But I thought Di Maria could have done better with his first chance.
Do you think either manager is going to look to their bench to bring any players on to switch things up?
Certainly. I think Carlo Ancelotti will have identified Carvajal's having a lot of trouble down that side. So I think Asensio might come off. He may put Valverde in that slot, you know, just to double up. Because if Carlo's thinking we're gonna see this game out and take a clean sheet and get us back to the Bernabeu, I think they need to button down that because sooner or later Messi will find Mbappe and they will open them up if it carries on. That and maybe Casemiro on a booking, he'll have to think about that. Because
what we do know is Real Madrid have really struggled to come out, haven't they?
Yeah, I mean, first 2 minutes they really pressed, and I thought, wow, are we going to see them pressing high here? But then gradually Paris Saint-Germain have got a grip of the game. These are so many examples of them losing the ball. Asensio here, I mean, what can Carvajal do? He's got to come and show for the ball. So I don't think they're helping each other, really. And certainly Paris Saint-Germain are not going to make it easy for them. So I think he's got a lot of problems at half-time. It'd be interesting to hear what he's saying. But in saying that, he'll be the happier of the two managers in terms of the result.
Absolutely, being the away manager as well. OK, well, we've talked about the star quality on display. These players are going to have to deliver in the second half. But who will come out on top? One thing we know is that the managers have an important half-time team talk. We are back for the second half in a few moments.
This programme is brought to you by Hotels.com, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
Welcome to East London.
Let's go, Hammers.
It's a big one on BT Sport.
Tsunami, chance to hit one! Oh, what about that?
We play on BT Sport.
Are you ready? Watch West Ham
against Newcastle on BT Sport.
Hey, Apple. Did I do something to offend you? I mean, Samuel L. Jackson, Jen and Reese, Billie Eilish, Hanks, Sudeikis. What about John Hamm? Come on, Timberlake, Momoa, Chris Evans, Tom Holland, Snoopy, literally everyone. Denzel, Frances McDormand, Will Ferrell, Paul Rudd. I mean, it keeps going. Catherine Hahn, Haley Steinfeld, Aquafina, Jon Stewart.
At LV, we understand that insurance is about looking after more than your car. It's about looking after you, so you can enjoy a change of scene. Be the after-school hero. Or get back to doing what you love. And we pay out on 99% of car insurance claims. No wonder we're the Which Awards Insurance Brand of the Year. LV, it's our heart that sets us apart. Go direct to lv.com.
Receipts bossed, taxes bossed, boss bossed.
Own tax returns with our financial tools.
Get a 20-piece hot wings bucket for $5.99 and feel like a big deal.
Dandruff says don't. Head and Shoulders says do. Wear black. Get close. Shake it. Express yourself. Ditch the don'ts with Head and Shoulders and be up to 100% flake-free. Head and Shoulders. Feel flake-free.
Locked in each Law aluminium capsule, discover the finest flavors. Law, a masterpiece in taste.
This holiday, just us two. Well, it reminded me of how good our years together have been. This is a moment I think about whenever I think of us.
Find your moments that matter with P&O Cruises at All Protected.
Last name Tembo, first name Eve. Somebody ate the food they told the great to never eat. I'm dripping, DNA steez like I'm born gray. I be mad 2 G's.
Every home should be a haven
IKEA, the wonderful everyday.
You stream Step Attack. You switch broadband. More people come to us to find their broadband deal than any other switching site. Because who wants slow broadband? Not this guy. You switch. It's probably time you switch.
Want to see a trick?
This is my trick!
My trick?
And this is my trick.
This programme is brought to you by Heineken, UEFA Champions League official sponsor.
Was that a goal?
It is indeed goalless at the Parc des Princes between PSG and Real Madrid. We can see the players warming up. Will Neymar feature? I'm sure the fans would love to see him come on in the second half. We'll have to wait and see if he does. Meanwhile, it's been quite the opposite over in Lisbon. Sporting against Man City. Man City have fired 4 past them without reply in 45 minutes, and it's the first time that they have scored 4 goals in the first half of a Champions League game. No doubt Pep Guardiola will be delighted. As for the action over in Paris, we just saw Neymar warming up. He could make the difference, Joe.
He could. I think he's one of them. I think Poch will be looking at him with maybe 20 minutes to go. If the game's poised, it'll give the Parc des Princes a massive lift if you see him getting ready to come on. We don't know where he is fitness-wise, but I would imagine 20-30 minutes is what we'll probably see from him tonight.
Yeah, and the last time we saw him play was the end of November, so it was always a question mark as to whether he would be fit enough. But when you've got him on the pitch, it can make all the difference.
It certainly can. I can't imagine he's going to take Mbappe's place on this left-hand side, though, because he's having a lot of success, probably the only bit of success, really, on the pitch for Paris Saint Germain. So I guess it will be for someone else, Di Maria maybe. But that remains to be seen. As Joe says, I don't think it'll be so soon. You know, when you're coming back from injury, you don't want to be playing too much too soon, especially in a game of this intensity. So I agree, 15, 20 minutes to the end, we'll probably see him.
What are you expecting from Real in this second half?
I'm expecting the intensity to be lifted. I think Glenn said it as well. I think Carlo would be the happier manager in terms of the result, because we're only a quarter of the way through the game. These games are played over two legs. I think he'll be happier with that. But I think what he'll just want to see from his midfielders that, we've seen Luka Modric give the ball away 3 or 4 times. Sometimes you have to watch him for 10 games to see him give the ball away 3 or 4 times. So, just brush up on the technical side of it, a bit more intensity, and carry on doing what they're doing.
Which keeper's going to be tested more?
Courtois, 100%. I mean, home game, you've got to take it to the opponents, and they'll want to go to the Bernabeu with an advantage, Paris Saint Germain, because of course this is going to be an entirely different tie in the second leg, so they need an advantage here.
Well, let's find out if we do get any goals in this second half at the Parc des Princes. Back to your commentators, Glenn Hoddle and Darren Fletcher.
Well, the weather's got worse. If anything, the rain's got heavier than it was in the first half. Karim Benzema's forgotten his teammates. Only Thibaut Courtois has walked out with him. I mean, the reality is, Glenn, that for all of Paris Saint-Germain's possession in the first half, Courtois made 1 more save than Donnarumma.
Yeah, there was only 1 attempt on goal from 2 sides that have got so much talent, within them, and it's going to improve in the second half, I feel. But it's up now for Paris Saint-Germain to get a little bit more behind that defence. They're playing in front too many times.
No changes made by either manager. What you might not have seen there is just as the 2 teams came out, Lionel Messi actually jogged off the pitch to embrace Carlo Ancelotti. There was a nice show of respect between a great manager and maybe the greatest ever player. So the rain's driving down, it's 0-0. And off we go in the second half. The all-blue of Paris Saint Germain and the all-white of Real Madrid. Real Madrid are their best spell in terms of possession in the final 5 minutes of a first half that was dominated by the French league leaders. Nuno Mendes was stopped in his tracks by Toni Kroos. It's going to be a Paris ball. PSG have won 2 of the previous 3 knockout ties between the clubs. It's a game tonight between the 2 beaten semi-finalists from last season. To emphasise how much things have changed since the last meeting between them, the coaches when they last met were Zinedine Zidane and Thomas Tuchel. Tonight it's Pochettino and Ancelotti, 2 men under pressure, 2 men who know the value of winning a Champions League to their respective clubs. Good header by Casemiro. Casemiro showed a yellow card in the first half, so he's out of the second leg. The other player booked in the first half, Marco Verratti of Paris Saint Germain.
Yeah, Casemiro's really got to watch himself, you know, in this first leg. As it is 0-0, they'll be happy with the result. Not the way they're playing Real Madrid, but with the result. They're happy if they go back to the Bernabeu with that. But they've got to do that. They've got to keep 11 players on the pitch. So he's really got to watch himself when he's tackling. You know, you'd think that Messi, get him up against him, take him on and try and draw that foul.
Di Maria was a little bit late there on David Alaba. Didn't get the foul. The advantage was played. It's actually paid dividends for Paris Saint-Germain. Alaba then with a really sharp challenge to win it back and just avert the danger there for Real. Asensio then launched it forward towards Benzema, but he's not there.
Yeah, that's one of the passes that Real might have needed, but I don't see Benzema looking to go in behind with the 2 centre-backs there from that distance, especially with his hamstring as well. That's, I think they're going to miss.
Militao slightly too strong on Messi. Joe mentioned Fede Valverde at half-time being an option to Ancelotti. He's got some decent midfielders on the bench. Eduardo Camavinga is on there as well. Isco can also drop in and play that kind of midfield role if they need it. Here's Mbappe. Verratti. In by Mendes towards Hakimi, a bit too deep for everybody in there. Vinicius moving over just to see it out.
Here's the important tackle there. Good covering, wasn't it? There was just that slight second there that there was some danger, but it's the same pattern again. It's Paris Saint-Germain on the ball. Real Madrid looking to drop in, looking to make sure that they're going to be difficult to penetrate.
There's Angel Di Maria, Lionel Messi, Danilo, now Marquinhos. Asensio's not seen much of the ball tonight down the right-hand side, but he's worked hard to double up with Carvajal, hasn't he, on Mbappe on that side?
Well, he has, yeah, so far, 48 minutes in, but you're just wondering over 90 minutes whether he can stay tuned in and do that job consistently. You know, that's where maybe Ancelotti might look to make the change with 15 to go when fatigue levels hit. But at the moment, he stayed concentrated, but Real Madrid just don't seem to be able to keep that ball for any real time and getting a really aggressive possession in the last third.
Little touch by Di Maria to Messi, on towards Ashraf Hakimi. Little step over by Di Maria. Messi plays it on one more to Paredes and then Verratti. 1 or 2 nice touches, good save. And then over the top from Messi, really strong hand from Courtois to deny Mbappe, who struck it really well.
Well, they went up the gears, didn't they? Little 1-2s, rat-a-tat-tat, hell of a strike and a hell of a save. Lovely touch. Has to be perfect first touch from Mbappe. Gets the power behind, he thinks he scored, but Courtois, beautiful save, knocks it out as well, not back into the danger zone, into the safe area, and, well, the best move that Paris have put together.
2 chances for Kylian Mbappe so far tonight, and he's been denied on both occasions by Thibaut Courtois. He's come into the game tonight with 12 goals in his last 10 matches in all competitions, 21 for the season. Here's Di Maria with a shot from a tight angle. Paris Saint Germain claiming deflection, but it's going to be a goal kick.
Yeah, a strange decision to go for goal, really. I think he's got a couple of teammates in there, whip it in across that 6-yard box. Might have been a better option, but it's a tight angle, wasn't it?
Asensio working hard to try and get the ball under control. Kimpembe can turn it back to Donnarumma. There's another yellow card, this time Eder Militao.
He goes in there nice and tight and aggressive, but no need to go right through. I think there's the little ball. Yeah, he just catches him, doesn't he? It's all right going in there tight. You've done your job. You're making him play back towards his goal, but makes the foul, and it was always going to be a yellow card.
I think what we've seen tonight, Glenn, is that the limitations of both of them at the very top level. When you think that Real Madrid have only really been able to sit in and take what comes their way, and then you look at PSG and think they've not really been able to create a great deal in the circumstances. When you think about some of the teams that want to win a Champions League this season, Courtois gets there again. Now he's out of his goal, but he's up quickly enough, and he was also sharp enough to get there ahead of Mbappe.
Yeah, well, that was... And then he's thrown it out and put his teammate right under pressure.
Taken back by Hakimi from Ferland Mendy. Problems here for Real Madrid. And they managed to get it away. Here's Marco Verratti making a bit of room. Kylian Mbappe blasts it straight at Militao. Well, they lived a bit of a charmed life there, Real Madrid, but they got away with it.
They did get away with it, yeah. And it's got this crowd going as well. But some strange decision-making there from Courtois. I think the last thing he wanted to do is strike out and give the ball away quickly again.
By Messi, who couldn't really control it. Militao's header, Asensio can't gather. One-way traffic again in the second half for Paris Saint-Germain. Here's Mbappe. Draws a crowd, gives it to Messi. Hits it straight at Courtois.
You know what he's looking for, that little curler in that top corner. He's done it before, hasn't he? Just doesn't quite send it out round that outside the post enough. It's straight down Courtois' throat, but you've got to say Pochettino at half-time has probably had not a pop at them, but he's told them more intensity, a little bit sharper in your passing, and they've come out right on top, haven't they, Paris? Now this is the big moment for Real Madrid. Can they stay in the game in the next 5-10 minutes?
Mendy just away from Di Maria. Modric back to Kroos, partners in crime through those seasons where they won 3 successive Champions Leagues. Casemiro was in the engine room with them as well. That's a nice ball thrown through by Modric to Asensio. Here's Benzema. Asensio. Carvajal. Modric to Kroos, didn't really get there. Vinicius Junior, Toni Kroos, has a dig, Toni Kroos, fraction too high.
He's unleashed one there, what's that, 30 odd yards really, never hitting the target. Not a problem for Paris there. They're happy for players to hit from that distance. They'll back their keeper.
Little tangle off the ball. Eder Militao involved. He's on the yellow card, hence why he was proclaiming his innocence to the Italian referee. Casemiro to Kroos. But the possession of Paris Saint-Germain's relentless. Glenn, the crowd are relentless too, aren't they? Inside the park, they prance, they certainly give their support.
Yeah, it's the same every time I've ever been to Paris. They're non-stop. 90 minutes of support for their team, and the big flags and everything. You think some of them, there's no way they watch the game. They can see the game with those flags.
They tend to be in early as well. Here's Modric. Marco Asensio and now Casemiro. Vinicius Junior. Karim Benzema. Vinicius needed to be better. Paris Saint Germain now have it back again with Verratti. Messi. Verratti. Di Maria. Well, the run of Mbappe into the penalty area had taken away his option out wide, hadn't it?
Yeah. He was looking for that little killer ball, but Di Maria wasn't on the same page.
Fancies a dig. It's straight at Courtois. Mbappe feels like it might be his night. He'll be so keen to impress tonight, Glenn, with all the rumours swirling around about where he might be playing his football next season.
Of course, yeah, he'll have a little thought of that. I mean, at the moment, you know, his mind is set on winning this time, winning this trophy for a club that he's admired since he was a kid anyway.
Tonight he's a Parisian, next season he might be a Galactico. Mendy with the foul, that's a yellow card for him. So that means that he's out of the second leg as well, Mendy. They've lost 2 players tonight now to suspension.
Yeah, he just gets there late, catches him a little bit high, isn't it? It's in the shin area. Yeah, reckless. You can see why a referee right on the spot as well. A great position. Why he's booked him.
Danilo needing treatment, so Casemiro and Mendy out of the second leg.
Fabulous movement there. Look, he's prepared to go twice, and this is where Courtois comes out. Gets a little bit lucky here. Comes for it, he parries it away, and that could have gone anywhere. But that movement there from Mbappe, he's got that pace as well. But when you've got pace and you've got clever movement, that's why he's so good.
Being very careful here with Danilo. He's still in a lot of pain down there. This is the challenge.
Yeah, just see him catch him right on the ankle there, just above the ankle actually. It's a sore one.
There's the crowd, Glenn.
Yeah.
Don't forget to join us tomorrow night. We'll be in the San Siro for Inter Milan against Liverpool from 7 o'clock on 2HD and Ultimate. And from 7:30 on 3HD, you can see Salzburg, Bayern Munich. And when it's all done from 10:30 on 2HD, you can watch Champions League tonight. There's Neymar. Is it almost time for him? Gini Wijnaldum as well, warming up down there for Paris Saint Germain.
But Neymar there, he's got his bottoms off. He looks like he's set and ready to come on at some stage.
Mendes. Verratti onto Mbappe. Paredes. On it goes towards Di Maria. When they try and quicken it around the penalty area like that, they look really sharp, PSG. We haven't seen a great deal of it, though, in all honesty, tonight. Here's Hakimi. Di Maria. Now Danilo. Verratti told him twice to give the ball to Mbappe. And then decides to go elsewhere himself.
And then he turns it down himself, yeah.
Messi. Not a bad option, though, is it, Messi? It's it straight at Militao. To get a lot of bodies around the ball at the moment, Real Madrid. Luka Modric is back there helping. Here's Dani Carvajal, the very busy Dani Carvajal. Casemiro backheels it straight to Paredes. Not what was needed. Possession back with PSG. Hakimi. Away from Kroos. Runs into Modric. The strength of Benzema. Now Toni Kroos looking to send Vinicius away, but it's unlike him. to play a ball like that in that kind of situation.
Yeah, it was in the middle of his body. He just couldn't work his feet around it to get the curl on it. And Paris come again.
Kylian Mbappe up against Dani Carvajal. Down he goes, penalty. No doubt in the mind of Daniele Orsato. And eventually Carvajal breaks. He brings down Mbappe, and Paris Saint Germain have the penalty.
Well, he had that little 3 or 4 yards to run it in. There's no contact on the ball whatsoever. Mbappe, as soon as he gets into this position, I'm pretty sure he knows what he's looking to do. Just touch it, just get the foul. There he goes, he touches it, gets the foul. Both knees clash, and that is a penalty.
Well, it will be checked by VAR. Marco Di Bello is the VAR tonight, but it's pretty clear. And Lionel Messi places the ball down. He scored 26 goals for Barcelona against Real Madrid. In 45 games against them, nobody scored as many goals in Clásicos as him. 10 league titles while he was there. He's broken Madrid hearts on so many occasions. And in the driving rain at the Parc des Princes, he's up against Thibaut Courtois. It's Messi, and it's saved by Courtois! What a big moment in this Champions League last 16 tie. Courtois denies Messi.
Well, he guesses right, doesn't he, Courtois? What a save. What an opportunity for Paris.
Corner taken to Verratti. They're stunned inside the Parc des Princes. Di Maria. And away by Benzema. Well, what a big moment that could turn out to be. Now Vinicius Junior's on the run. Danilo drags him down from behind, and he's shown the yellow card.
Yeah, he's not happy, but I think it's the right decision. They're breaking quickly, and he just drags him back there. Look, he puts his arm, he pulls his shirt. It's always a booking. You're always going to get a yellow. This is Messi's miss. Normally, he looks at the keeper a little bit, and he takes a chance and just sees where his body weight goes in the other way. This time, I think he's just looked at the ball and smashed it in the bottom corner. And Courtois, too sharp for him. Great save.
Well, he's been the main man, hasn't he, tonight for Real Madrid, Thibaut Courtois. He's been able to keep out Kylian Mbappe. Now turns his attentions to Lionel Messi, who had the chance to score his 126th goal in the Champions League, but the Belgium international denies him with an excellent save. You wonder what that might do to the confidence and psyche of the respective teams. Here's Mendy. Vinicius Junior. Di Maria tracking back for PSG. Did it well. Marquinhos. Messi twisting and turning and finding some space, and gets it back again from Hakimi. Wonderful balance, wonderful technique. Hakimi, good challenge. Really good play by Casemiro.
Oh, Casemiro had to get that absolutely spot on, and he did. Been booked as well, but it was a vital tackle. This game's just opening up a little bit.
It's one or two got to be careful out there. Di Maria's not going to get the yellow card for that, which is out of character really for the referee. It tends to be foul, yellow card, doesn't it now? I think let most things go for the first 20 minutes.
No, I think they've got a point there. I think that's quite high. He's made contact. That's what Ancelotti's saying to him. Be consistent.
Two men from the same country, Carlo Ancelotti, Daniele Orsato. Verratti found out in the first half, though, being a fellow countryman doesn't work tonight. He couldn't talk him round either. 5-0 Manchester City. I think you can stick them in the hat for the last 8. Raheem Sterling, 13 minutes into the second half. So 5-0 in Lisbon for Manchester City. As muscle flexing exercises go in the last 16, that's an impressive one.
Yeah, you imagine Pep now can protect players for the weekend and take players off, give people time on the pitch. It's a beautiful position to be in.
Very sloppy by Casemiro. Wrong man to give it to Mbappe. Here's Marco Verratti. Well, Real Madrid have been really good at that tonight, getting bodies back and getting men round the ball. It's still not away, though. It's taken away from Paredes by Messi. There's a real problem inside the penalty area for one of the Paris Saint Germain players. They're screaming to get the ball kicked out of play, but Real Madrid are carrying on, and in the end it'll be stopped for the foul on Modric. It's a real concern when it's Marco Verratti because of the litany of injury problems he's had in recent seasons for PSG. And the way he is down there, Glenn, would indicate this might be something serious.
Yeah, he looks like he's done something serious. I think, he's got kicked. I think there's a physical. He just gets the ball there, gets kicked on the bottom of his boot. It's a painful one, but it should be okay. That should be all right, Fletch.
Painful rather than serious, which I suppose if you're Marco Verratti and Mauricio Pochettino you'll take, but he's the hero for Madrid so far, Thibaut Courtois.
It's not the best of penalties either, is he? He's gone the right way, he's made the save, but it's not right in that bottom corner. The size of Courtois, he goes early, but he just manages to keep that right foot on the line. It's a hell of a save, isn't it? A key moment. You know, you'll be looking back in that second leg now. I'm sure Madrid will, whatever happens, you'll be looking back and saying that was a key moment.
He's grown into the role, hasn't he, in Madrid? He struggled in the first season, but he's really grown into the role and has been every bit the Real Madrid goalkeeper once he's settled in.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, he's got the frame. Just a matter of a new club. You know, just getting the respect of all your teammates, and he's done that tonight.
There's Dani Carvajal whipping one in. Karim Benzema was hoping that might just loop over Marquinhos' head. It's a vital header for the PSG captain to win.
Oh, it was. They had a 2v1 up against him, and there was Benzema was lined up to head that. That's what they've got to watch, Paris Saint Germain. They've just got to stay concentrated at the back.
Danilo, Hakimi. Neymar continues to wait down there. He's still got the tracksuit bottoms off. I wonder whether he's trying to send a message to Pochettino rather than the other way round. "23 minutes to go, first leg in the Parc des Princes. 0-0 between PSG and Real Madrid. And Mbappe just couldn't quite take the ball with him. Alaba was working hard for the cause, so is Modric. Modric done most of his work tonight defensively. That's another free kick given away. Paredes, the player, fouled this time.
Again, he just gets there a tiny bit late, going from the wrong side, really. It's good pressing from Paris Saint-Germain. Not worried about what's behind them. They're prepared to just go and press. If they get out, Real Madrid, which they've found hard to get out tonight, so be it. The defenders are defend.
Yeah, some player to pick up on a free transfer, isn't he? David Alaba, still only 29. 98th game in the Champions League tonight. He's won it with Bayern Munich. Kimpembe's already in there. Marquinhos is a later arrival. Lionel Messi over the free kick. It's in towards Marquinhos. It went all the way through to Kimpembe, who from where he was could only hope to try and pick someone out.
Yeah, I think he was just trying to knock it across, wasn't he? I think he saw it late. Just a reaction to head it anywhere, really. Tries to get it across. There's the little handball there from Messi.
Here he comes then, Glenn. How fit he is, how sharp he is, we don't know, but what we do know is that if he's anywhere near his best, it could be a game turner for Paris Saint-Germain.
Well, they've got a lot of possession, and they've got a lot of possession in the last third, in the attacking third, so, you know, it's the correct thing to do. He's got a little bit of magic up his sleeve, isn't he, Neymar, and he just might make the difference.
Doesn't seem to score goals with the regularity that he once did, certainly at club level. He's only got 3 this season, but he's got a terrific record in the Champions League, 41 in 73 matches. He's missed the last 6 games, though, with that hamstring issue, so we'll see just how much he's lacking when he comes on. Lionel Messi. Leandro Paredes. Mbappe. Messi looks to accelerate away. Toni Kroos gets a foot in. Here's Marquinhos. Now Kimpembe. Nuno Mendes. And Modric there again. He's done sterling defensive work tonight, Luka Modric. 36 years old, but he's worked so hard for Real Madrid tonight in a role that we're not really that familiar. He's normally the one setting the tempo of a match, but he's been digging in and defending well for the cause tonight. Is Messi. Di Maria. First to it, Dani Carvajal. Now Paredes. Mendes. Di Maria. Mbappe. Militao for Real Madrid. Running out of ideas at the moment, Paris Saint Germain, Glenn.
Yeah, it's all so tight. They're looking to play little 1-2s, but it's all through the eye of a needle, through the centre of that 18-yard box. You just wonder whether they want to work it wide and just make some overlaps and blind runs from there.
Mbappe's got in behind. Whether he's onside, I'm not sure. Dani Carvajal, though, read the situation well, and then the flag goes up. It was one of those. It looked to everybody in the stadium like he was offside, but you've got to wait.
Yeah, it's just this a lovely little dink ball, isn't it? But he's just gone too early, hasn't he? It's quite an easy one for the linesman.
So Lucas Vazquez for Dani Carvajal, and I don't think there are too many down there tonight who's had to run as much as he and work as hard as he has. We're going to see Rodrigo as well, so fresh legs coming in for Carlo Ancelotti. Marco Asensio going off.
It's a slight risk, Darren. You'd imagine that possibly all maybe down that right-hand side. Both players there, and that's where most of Paris attacks have come from.
Well, here comes the man they've all been waiting for, Neymar. And he's coming on to replace Angel Di Maria. Well, if he lives up to the welcome, Glenn, he'll win the game for them.
Yeah, they love him there. Let's see if he can have that little cameo, that little bit of magic that he might be looking. It looks like he's gone out on the left-hand side, and they've put. Let's have a little look. Yeah, maybe Mbappe's going to play a little bit more central. Maybe out on this right-hand side, but when he plays
competition, you've got Vazquez picking up Neymar, and then Rodrigo dropping in to help out. The entire side of the field over there has changed. 17 minutes to go. At the moment, it's a scoreline that heavily favours Real Madrid, based on what we've seen. Neymar having to get away from the referee as well as the pursuers. Immediately involved, though, Neymar. He's won the free kick as well. Wasn't a great deal of room to try and get through, but he managed to find the smallest of gaps.
Now he beats the ref first, goes for a little 1-2, quick feet there.
Alaba.
As Alaba goes to ground early, actually wins the ball. He takes a chance by going to ground, but he actually gets a good touch on the ball there. Not so sure that's a foul.
What do you reckon, Glenn? Messi with the left or Neymar with the right? Mbappe doesn't even bother getting involved in this.
Yeah. I think because he's earned it as well, he's up for it. Depends. Let's have a look where they're setting the play and where the wall is. I think that's the key.
The other fella wants to make amends for missing the penalty.
Yeah, he does. I think if Courtois is setting his wall up really to favour the right footer over the wall, but you never know with Messi in that position. He can get it around the outside.
Just out of picture. I've just been watching Mbappe. He's not moving all that freely at the moment. He's limping ever so slightly. I'm not sure why that is. You can just see him flexing his muscles. Keep an eye on that. Big moment this feels like, doesn't it? It's a good range, good position. Two brilliant players over it.
Yeah, I think with Courtois covering that side, I think well, it's who's humble enough to let the other one have a go at it.
Well, they should have got one.
It to come back round at all. He started it out too far, but as you said, Darren, he's trying to make amends for that penalty.
Here's Mbappe. The emphasis now falls on Mendy on this side, with Mbappe playing a little bit more centrally. Mendy is on a yellow card. David Alaba. I mean, what you would say, Glenn, we've played over 75 minutes now, and while they wouldn't want to have to defend like this, Real Madrid, in the last 16 games, as we look at Angel Di Maria, they've got through at 0-0, bar the penalty scare, without too many major concerns. It's not exactly been a bombardment on the Courtois goal, has it?
No, Courtois made, saves, but they've been easy saves, haven't they? They haven't really penetrated and got right in that penalty area. Not many times they've got behind on the byline and put crosses in or pulled them back. The danger hasn't quite been there, so they'll be happy, obviously, with this. It's now up to Paris to get that goal and take it to the next level, to go to Madrid with a little bit of a lead, but seem to be going through the eye of a needle at the moment.
Messi gets a cross in, brilliant ball, don't know how he got it there, just in front of Mbappe. Brilliant cross.
Yeah, he's taking players on now, he just plays it in blindly. Mbappe nearly gets on the end of it, but gets the crowd going again. They've got to force the issue, really.
Neymar with the corner in the rain, headed away. Back in by Verratti. Messi. Mbappe turns inside, cross! Right the way through.
Great feet, look at that. He turns back on his left, he tries to curl it in that bottom corner. Courtois beaten this time, but look, anxiously looking, he knows he hasn't covered it. Just goes wide of the post.
He must think it was curling in, Glenn, when he hit it.
I think he did. I think that's why he was exasperated, wasn't he? But see, I don't know, I'm not sure about bringing him out on this right-hand side. All his good work has been out on the left-hand side, coming on his right. Don't change, he's got the penalty that way, he's come close a few times. Let Neymar come out here and keep him up against a fresh, Varquez has just come on. That's a strange one for me.
Pochettino wanting handball against Mendy. There's a smile between the two of them. Ultra competitive down there, the fierce battle. That's a lovely take on the chest by Vinicius. On to Benzema. Hakimi does well. Vinicius wants the foul. It wasn't a foul. It's good defending by Achraf Hakimi.
He's been good. Hakimi's been excellent, hasn't he?
Here's Messi. 12 minutes to go. Mbappe. Messi straight at Rodrigo. Of course, the dynamic of these ties are different this season, Glenn, because they've done away with the away goals, so nothing like that to worry about. It's just a straight fight between the respective teams over two legs. Here's Mbappe. Messi and Neymar up with him. Little step over, hits it straight at David Alaba. He's played well as well tonight, Alaba.
They've defended well when they've had to block. Look, Alaba there is just, he's been patient. Look, gets the block in at the perfect time. Just wondered whether, I've seen Neymar do it, Mbappe do it before. There was an option to go across through the legs there of Alaba, but good defending. They've got to see this game out now, Real Madrid.
It's Kimpembe, Marquinhos in there as well. Neymar with the corner, headed away for Real Madrid by Militao. They've got two down after a collision. The game carries on. Mbappe lifts one in towards Neymar. Mendy with the header, and then turned away nonchalantly by Karim Benzema. Expertly done there between Alaba and Casemiro. Excellent ball out to Lucas Vazquez.
Super play, wasn't it? Set them up on this attack.
19 attempts in total, just the 2 for Real Madrid. But it remains 0-0, and we've got a little bit more than 10 minutes to go. And Rodrigo trying to make something happen. Two defenders getting each other's way. It's Rodrigo with the shot that hit Marquinhos, I think it was. Away by Nuno Mendes, but not very far. Kroos. Lucas Vazquez. Modric. Here's Mendy. Vinicius. Vasquez had made the run on the far side beyond Neymar, but Kroos couldn't get the ball out there. That's a foul on Vinicius by Paredes.
He's saying he didn't touch him. He slides